I remember when Jug Jugg happened, जब मैंने ऑडिशन दिया, फिर मैंने एक और ऑडिशन दिया, फिर मीटिंग हुई, सब कुछ हुआ. मैंने तब तक मेरे और सुदीप के अलावा और किसी को इसके बारे में पता नहीं था. Mismatched was my first stint on a film set, but Khilnani Pulao came out first. When I met Samuel L. Jackson, the first thing he said was like, "I like your blazer. Where is it from?" I said, "It's from Zara." Okay. When I started content 8 years ago now, nobody had expected digital platforms to be what they are. When I met Michelle Obama, in my mind, I was just like, I mean, there's going to be so much security around her. I don't think I can shake her hand even. I don't think, like, I don't even know if she's going to sit at the same table with us. Like, what is she going to eat? What are we going to do? What do we talk about? Hey everybody, I'm Prajakta Koli, aka Mostly Sane, and you are watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
Prajakta, welcome to the Bollywood Hungama office.
Thank you. I am so glad we're doing it here because that way I get to see your office.
Yes. Do you have anything to say? This is an absolute fun place. You've come in the evening, otherwise this would have been packed to see you.
Buzzing, no? Yeah. I think if you could imagine, if you had to imagine how Bollywood Hungama's office would look, it's exactly like that.
Oh, it is exactly.
You see the logo and you see the content, it's exactly like that.
Prajakta, I've managed to get your time. You are extremely busy, flying in Bombay one day and we get you, tomorrow you're flying back. What is this phase like?
Oh, I've missed it. Honestly, because as much as work was like happening, even when lockdown opened or we eased out of the whole pandemic situation, I kind of loved this part of my job where it was very like, where is she? Like, what is going on? And every day I would see my calendar. It was so exciting. Oh, I'm traveling. I get to meet more people. I get to see more places. And I was kind of missing it. So I'm just happy that this month has been like, I think a lot of Feb and then now in March it's been like that.
Do you and your parents, you stay with your parents, do you all ever sit down and talk about what all you've achieved in life? What do they say?
I mean, they've always been very supportive, but right. I don't know how to process these things, honestly. I'm not someone who'll jump around or who'll call all my friends like, oh my God, guess what I did? Like, I'm not that person. Like, the minute something happens that I'd been dreaming of, I'll go in a shell. Like, I'll immediately back off and I'll journal, like, incessantly. Like, I'll write a lot.
Not throw a party.
Not throw a party at all. You know, my team is so upset because every time they're like, party karenge. I'm like, ha, party karenge. And then it never happens. They're like, kab karenge, Prajakta? Party to bas baatein karti hai. So I immediately become very, because I don't know how to process things. I'm very grateful that I get to live this life where I honestly am doing things that I never thought I would do. I dreamt it, but I never thought that they would actually come true.
Right.
So जब ये हो रहा है तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि let's not jinx it. You know, I don't want to touch it. It's happened. Okay, great. Now let's move on. Let's move on to something. And then I feel like if I try to sit down and process it, I'll get so overwhelmed. I'll lose vision. Focus. I don't know what will happen. But my parents, though, they are party people. So they will do these things.
Someone is celebrating.
Now they will celebrate. So many times they're like, we are going to Alibag. I say, why are you going to Alibag? Because this happened with you and we are going with our friends and celebrating. I'm like, this is great. But they've been my constant support.
Right.
They always tell me this because if I wake up and there's an article in the newspaper, my baba will come wake me up. Listen, you're in the newspaper this morning. Come see it. So, I mean, I like to live through their enthusiasm because I am at all times overwhelmed.
For example, suppose you sign a Dharma film and you sign Jug Jugg Jeeyo and you can go and tell people, who will you tell? What is that day like?
So I remember when Jug Jugg happened, जब मैंने audition दिया, फिर मैंने एक और audition दिया, फिर meeting हुई, सब कुछ हुआ. मैंने तब तक मेरे और सुदीप के अलावा और किसी को इसके बारे में पता नहीं था. But that's with all my things. Like until I've locked it or until everything is done, I will not tell my parents or anyone, even my friends. Nobody will know about it. So when my meeting with Raj happened, मैंने अपने तसल्ली के लिए I said it in that many words to Raj कि Raj, does this meeting mean that I am going to do the film? He said yes. And when I had all my boxes checked, तो तभी धर्मा के ऑफिस से निकलने के बाद I'd called Mama Abba on FaceTime and I told them कि I just left from this meeting and we're doing a film. And they're like, what? What is it about? Who all are there? And then I told them all the details.
Of course, it's, you know, when you tell them that your work, it's a Dharma film, there's Varun Dhawan, there's Kiara, there's Anil Kapoor. What are the check boxes for them that excites them?
I think for them, so my parents and I, all three of us are very filmy. My father and I have watched the most Disney movies, most animated movies. We used to binge watch them during my summer and Christmas vacations.
Okay.
That is also how I learned how to speak English a lot more. I went to an English speaking school, but he didn't. So he would learn with me because he used to get these DVDs with subtitles.
Right.
So that is how we would
That's how you-
brush up on our language.
Huh.
And when it comes to Mama, she loves all this off, very odd content she watches. Like she'll watch things that I've not even heard of,
Okay.
but they're interesting.
Yeah.
So this mad combination I grew up with. So for them, I think it was a collective dream for all of us because we watched so many of Dharma movies and we grew up with them and we were always like, one day, like, I hope that happens. I hope that happens. So I think for them, it meant as much as it meant for me, if not more.
Lovely. You know the people you meet, the opportunities you get now because of what you've achieved is incredible. You met Bill Gates.
I did.
What is that like? What do you take away from meetings from these are world legends? What is your big takeaway when you meet them?
For me, I think I understand that I have a lot of, I'm very grateful to be in that position because I look at the privilege that I get from big players like YouTube, standing behind a creator like me, like my audience, giving me that reach and that impact that someone like the Gates Foundation kind of notices and says, hey, you know what, do you want to come? Do you want to talk? So I recognize that privilege, but at the same time, I also recognize that I am a good vehicle for I believe in conversations. I'm a good vehicle to amplify conversations that people like him or Michelle Obama or people who are doing great work in other spaces are doing. So I like to acknowledge my position as someone who has reach and impact, and a huge chunk of that is younger people. So I like to be the mediator. So when I'm meeting these people, I just have so many questions because I'm just like, so how do you do this and how do you do that? And even if I don't, I just like to listen because there's so much that you can absorb when you meet people like that. So I find a lot of fun in actually just being around them and seeing what happens and seeing how it works. Because if Bill doesn't speak about it, if you talk to his team, they'll tell us how he works, and that's inspiring. So I just like being around and observing, absorbing, but also being the kind of vehicle to amplify as many conversations as I can.
Right. These are the biggest names in the world. Bill Gates, you spoke about Michelle Obama. There's Brie Larson, Samuel Jackson, Russell Peters. Is there something common when you see these people?
They're so normal.
Yeah, best part.
Because जब हम इनके बारे में सोचते हैं, you just think of it to be, you make them up so much in your head and then you go with a perception which 9 out of 10 times doesn't match. Like when I met Michelle Obama, in my mind I was just like, I mean, there's going to be so much security around her. I don't think I can shake her hand even. I don't think I don't even know if she's going to sit at the same table with us. Like, what is she going to eat? What are we going to do? What do we talk about? Until she walked in and she came in for a hug. And then she sat down and we had chai and it was all great. Same with Brie. Brie has come to pain, I think. She was talking to me about that and I was just like, of all the places, she was talking to me about fish thalis and I'd never expected those conversations. When I met Samuel L. Jackson, the first thing he said was like, I like your blazer. Where is it from? I said, it's from Zara. Okay, I need to buy. You don't expect these normal conversations,
correct.
So I think one of the things that's common between all of them is that they're so normal. It's almost like they don't know who they are.
Right. It's amazing. It's a great takeaway. It's a great takeaway that, these are not people who are flying because of something that
they don't have a pretense. There's no mask when it comes to conversations that they're passionate about, at least. I have been very fortunate that I've got to meet and interact with people who actually was so nice.
Yeah. That's the biggest takeaway.
Because it would break my heart
if they were not.
So I'm just,
Correct. As you move ahead, you achieve, you're featured in Forbes magazine under 30. These are one thing that keeps coming quite often in your life. What out of these things are just keeping you going and exciting you? Is it a big deal to get these, or you're like, acha, ye bhi mil gaya, ye bhi mil gaya?
No, of course. Like I said, I am constantly overwhelmed.
Okay.
Like at all times. I have not processed anything. I don't know if that's healthy.
You didn't expect that film, you didn't expect to be
nothing,
below 30.
Nothing.
Power
I have not
list.
expected anything. I loved making content and I knew I wanted to be an actor. But not once was I waiting with bated breath that, oh, one day I want to be in Forbes or one day I want to. I was like, I hope it happens, but I'll keep doing what I'm doing and then I want to stick to that. And
Right.
everything that has just come my way has been such a bonus. Honestly, when I started content 8 years ago now, nobody had expected digital platforms to be what they are.
Right, right, true.
किसी ने नहीं सोचा था कि ये सारे avenues खुल जाएंगे कि you know I'll get to act and not as, I mean, I don't want to sound narcissistic,
Sure.
but not as social media sidekick, you know what I mean?
Correct, yeah, yeah.
I'm actually even if I don't get the projects, the fact that they think I'm worthy enough even for an audition for roles that are way away from what I've done online, I think is a huge thing.
Right.
So I had not expected any of it. So everything that happens comes to me as oh, okay, great. I'm very grateful.
Okay.
But I haven't really processed any of it. I honestly think that I don't know how I'll react.
Yeah, true. You know, in 2022, you were appointed by the first UNDP climate change champion from India.
Yes.
This is again a very big deal. UNDP doesn't work with everyone. I know the background checks they do. I know the people they work with, and they'll also observe what you say in interviews, how you are otherwise. When did this come, and what exactly are you doing for them?
So this, like you said, came early last year in 2022. And when they reached out to me, I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because climate change is a very new conversation for me.
Okay.
If it was girls' education or body positivity or mental health or gender equality, I would get it. I'm like, okay, fine. I have worked on it. I have had multiple conversations. I've been working on it for a few years now. I said, but climate change. So when I had my first orientation, I came clean. I said, I'm going to be very honest with you. I have not done any work in climate change. But I want to work.
You'd like to do it.
I want to work, and I want to work in, like I said, in the capacity that I am in no way an expert on this matter. You know, I can do my homework, I can read my articles, I can do my field visits, but that's that. I said, how about during my tenure as the climate change champion, we do as many collaborations as we can, because please use my platforms. You know, we have a place where conversations can happen effectively. I've seen it firsthand. So I want to be here as a collaborator. So that's the capacity that I'm trying to work with them in.
All these other things that you're doing, is this on your mind? Ki, I want to use this position, I mean, the popularity, the fame, the following, to do these different things, and you know, that's things that you spoke about.
So it came about very organically, which I'm very glad. Honestly, I had not even, when I started making comedy sketches, I was like, why will anyone want to hear what I have to say about anything else?
Okay.
Till I spoke about body positivity. And then I saw the response that I got from my audience. I was like, hey, 1 second. So this is more than just ha 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 every Thursday. There's a relationship that can happen. So that's how it started. It started with body positivity, went into mental health, and went into girls' education when the whole Michelle Obama documentary came around. Then we went into gender equality. And coincidentally, everything that I was talking about are issues that have always been very close to my heart.
Right.
I just didn't have a space to talk about them.
Right.
You know, like I would talk to friends and I would talk to my teachers, but I was like, what beyond that? So I like that I kind of fit in the space where, okay, I can, you know, even conversation is kind of impactful. So that's how it started. And as of now, I am honestly, it's so close to my heart. Like goal number 5 from the SDG is so close to my heart. When I was in Davos this year, that was such a moment for me.
Yeah, you went to Davos, right.
Because I was just like, this is great. Everyone that I've read about, everyone who's a part of the problem and a part of the solution is in one place.
Right.
It couldn't get more effective than this. So, yes, it is something that I am very passionate about, but also the fact that I have an impact and reach only amplifies that passion for me.
How was your Davos experience?
Damn fun.
Yeah.
It was so good. I remember on my first ever panel, I just landed, and then I went and I spoke on a panel there about sustainability and technology. And there were so many big words being used. And I was so lost. I was like, oh my God, my first panel, and they're going to think, who's this stupid girl? And why was she flown all the way here? Why is she even qualified? So I actually went up and said, I'm really sorry, but like, what are you guys talking about? And that's what kind of broke the whole thing in that panel. And they were like, thank you, because nobody's, and I was like, yes.
It's nice to,
so I was just there to kind of learn, make notes, and then put them into bite-sized pieces so I can use them in the content here.
As I reach the end of the interview, I want to ask you, you know, Mismatched went places, it took you places, it took both of you
And now
places.
we have season 3.
Yeah, I'm coming to that. Did you, when you were accepted as an actor, was that a big milestone that you're like, thank God, my acting is sorted, they love me?
Before Mismatched came out, actually, even though I shot Khilnani Pulao, which was a short film I
yes.
did later,
Yeah.
it came out before Mismatched.
Right.
So technically, Mismatched was my first stint on a film set, but Khilnani Pulao came out first. And I remember, more than the acting part of it, I think I was just scared that everyone's going to be like, कि comedy तो ढंग से कर ले पहले, फिर बाकी चीजें try कर, कि इसके लिए नहीं subscribe किया तेरे channel को, ये क्यों कर रही है?
Yeah, audience can be ruthless. Absolutely.
And as they should be, honestly,
Yeah.
that has helped me the most in growing.
Right.
So that was a bigger issue.
Okay.
I feel like कि acting आती है कि नहीं आती है कि accept होंगी तो बहुत दूर की बात है. कुछ जो इतने साल किया उससे हट के कुछ कर रही हूँ ये accept होगा
Right.
कि नहीं. और will I only be looked at? हाँ मतलब she's a YouTuber and that's why I like her, but like I don't know if I want to watch her in
Correct.
any other capacity.
Right.
But my audience
But of
surprised
course,
me with
yeah,
that, and then what
we
Mismatched
all love
did
you
was
for that.
thank you.
Right, so now Mismatched 3 is coming. We saw your Instagram and we saw Rohit's Instagram.
Yes!
What can you tell us? I know this is just the announcement, but how excited are you?
I am so excited. So every time I would meet Monica or Tanya or Lizelle, even anyone from Netflix, I'd just be like, and they're like, Prajakta, hang on.
Yeah.
Wait, I said, but tell me. I won't tell anyone. I've tried everything, but nothing. And so when this announcement का जो email आता है ना कि okay चलो आज शाम को announcement होने वाला, I was like, I called everybody. I said, did you hear? Did you hear? Did you hear? I spoke to Akash for like 45 minutes. I am so happy. The show is so close to my heart. It's given me so much, and I am so attached to the show.
Yeah.
I kept saying, I remember when season 2 released at the screening, Ghazal, and I was sitting, I was like, Ghazal, what? Like, Dimple needs to have like this, and like, I want to do this with Dimple. And she was like, hang on, we don't even know if there's a season 3, but I'm there. Like, I was so excited. I love Dimple. I am so close to her generally. So I'm very excited that finally. Yeah,
no, we are very
announced it.
excited as viewers, as fans
Yeah.
of it. The quality that they've maintained and taken up, it looks like a full-fledged movie.
Yeah, yeah.
So well done,
So
and can't
excited.
wait to watch the next one.
Same. Hey everybody, I'm Prajakta Koli, aka Mostly Sane, and you are watching me on Bollywood Hungama.